All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. It is Thursday, January 27th, 2022. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, little white logo, click on that. Subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, like our videos, please. Really do appreciate it as always, and comment any of your questions. We're here to help in every way we can. Let's go ahead and talk about it. The Dow is up 186 points. NASDAQ is up 1%, 1.04%, S&P up 0.82%, and Russell is up 0.70% at 1986. 10-year yields are down slightly to 1.83%. The dollar is up 0.74%, 97.10. The VIX is down 8% below 30, 29.39. Taking a look at crude oil, they are up 1.13%, 88.35 a barrel. Again, like I've been saying, waiting for that $100 a barrel. I'll get out of my oil longs, make the profits, and then go from there. Gasoline futures up 1.58% at 2.56. Looks like gold is retesting that 1800 level that we always talk about, down 1.64%. 22.91 for silver futures, down 3.75%. Euro dollar is down 85 pips, 111.57, and 115.38 for the dollar yen, which is up 70 pips. Okay, let's take a look at the market. I talked about this yesterday on the aftermarket recap. We talked some Tesla, we talked some Fed, and we talked really important levels. 42.60. I said yesterday that would be the bottom, and I was watching futures last time. I'm like, oh my God, that thing didn't even last a day. We bounced right below, like above it. Like, it's insane to the T that we bounced off support right around midnight. So that's interesting. But again, I'm still holding pat. That 42.60 is our bottom. You can see now we're above the 100-day moving average on the hourly. NASDAQ bounced a key support of 13.9. You could see Russell 2000 futures, same deal, 1926. Again, all bouncing off that critical support, which is really interesting. So again, I expect more upside today. Again, we already got the Fed out of the way. And then we got some really great news today on the GDP level. Let me get you that exact number. GDP Q4 advanced. So again, you always get an advanced number, or what we call a flash number. That's usually the case. And then we get the final number the month after. So here's the number. Q4 advanced GDP annualized quarter over quarter, 6.9% growth. The GDP versus 5.5% estimate. That's really great. You can see here that the 6.9% Q4 GDP real growth rate is the second best in the last 20 years. Q3 2020 was 33%, Q4 2021 was 6.9%, and Q4 2000 was 7.5%. So you can see this one was huge. Not as huge as last 2020, but again, still a great report, by the way. So again, that does provide some sense of, confidence in the market moving forward. But obviously, you could see the markets are bouncing with the news. We also got some other news here. Chinese regulators have conditionally approved AMD's proposed acquisition of Xilinx. Let's see here. What else? The spread between the AAII sentiment, bulls and bears, are at its lowest, most bearish point since 2013. If that doesn't tell you what oversold is, I don't know what will. That's pretty negative oversold. So again, we should get back to at least 4,500, maybe by the end of the week, fingers crossed, but I expect a nice green day today. So there is some opportunity out there. Taking a look at some earnings, Southwest Airlines missed on revenue, 5.05 billion versus a 5.06 billion expectation. EPS, adjusted EPS was a beat, 14 cents versus 12 cents. Expectations sees losses in January, February, profit in March. Comcast, Q4 2021 earnings, 30.34 billion in revenue. The expectation was 29.63 billion. So that's a beat. Adjusted EPS beat, 77 cents versus 73 cents estimate. Video net change, these are cable people that are in cable or subscribers. Lost 373,000 subs. Expectation was losing 426,450 subs. McDonald's revenue 6 billion, 6.01 billion. Expectation was 6.02 billion. Adjusted EPS $2.23. That's a miss versus $2.34 expectation. Comparable sales 12.3% increase versus a 10.7% increase. You can also see Tesla is up pre-market. We talked about that. I thought we would get as high as around 980. We got as high as 973 in terms of overnight movement. I will be buying some Tesla today, adding to the portfolio. I think Tesla's numbers were absolutely terrific. I would love to buy some here. Let's go over some pre-market movers together, and we get a nice number. The number is moving forward, and then we'll answer some questions. AMD is up 0.89% this morning. Xionex is up 7.76%. Apple does report after the bell, 1.68% so far this morning. Verizon up 0.16%. Intel down nearly 3% after their earnings yesterday. Boeing is up 0.81%. McDonald's down 2.47%. Walt Disney up 1% pre-market. AT&T up about 0.1%. They reported earnings as well. Nvidia up 3.24% pre-market. Let's take a look at Microsoft, up 1.58% pre-market. And then you have Ford Motor Company up about 2%. And that's what's standing out for me today. Netflix, we also had a hedge fund manager, Bill Ackman, buy a stake in Netflix. They're up 5% pre-market. That's up in the Qs. And then you have Lucid Group up 1.5%, and Meta Platforms as well, 1.5%. Tesla's up about 1.06% pre-market after very nice earnings. Okay, taking a look at crypto this morning. Crypto, I have Bitcoin at 36,773. Again, nothing has really changed for me. Bitcoin, Ethereum still holding. Ethereum at 2477. Holding all that stuff, so nothing has really changed here. Right around $131,000 total. At my peak, I was $240,000. At the lowest point recently was right around $95,000. So again, very nice to see. All right, let's answer some questions. Good morning. Hey, Narab, good morning. Good morning. I'm already starting to see the regulars. Narab is a regular. Nice. I love you guys. You guys are great. Morning, boss. Just want to say thanks for the daily views. Much appreciated. Yes, you're very welcome. It's good to put things into context. Again, I wanted to make this free for everybody. So again, you don't have to sign up for our services in order to be part of the community. And that's what we want to be part of the community, to put things in perspective and to teach and to help you understand what things are happening without all the noise, the talking heads, and the neckties on TV. We'll just keep it real with you. Hi, man. Calls for SPY. Thanks. Let's take a look at SPY together. I would not do SPY this week. I will take a look at SPY next week. And if you see a break of about 440.36, IR 26, that's a really good level. You might get some resistance right around 442. That would be my target, 442 for next week. Thoughts on Tesla? I thought Tesla was amazing. Great call. Cash, they're doing very well in terms of profits. That's what I want to see. I definitely want to go ahead and buy some in the morning, buy a couple of shares to add to the portfolio. I think Tesla's a winner. And again, if you were patient with Tesla, you're going to be rewarded because their numbers were very solid. Can't wait to see their Cybertruck finally roll off the lot. I won't own one or anything like that. I don't own a Tesla. But again, at the end of the day, it's very good to see what they're doing. Looking at QQQ calls today with the bounce. QQQ calls today, well, there is a bounce, absolutely, but I would target right around 350. And yesterday was really the opportunity to buy after the Fed. That's what we did with IWM. I wanted to send out the signal for Qs. Wouldn't get a chance to, but again, because Discord was down. But IWM we have. I think Qs does get around 354. If you're looking at getting Qs, go for next week, maybe 355s. Check the volume and see from there. But again, we do have Apple earnings after the bell, so that's important. If you expect the 50 basis point increase in March, that's really the talk. And I think that's kind of the next thing that we're going to go to in terms of March. Now, we're not there yet, but again, a lot of expectations is 50 basis points. That's good. I want people to expect the worst. So if we only get a 25 basis points, everyone's going to be happy. So that's kind of not bad. Hey, we raised, but it wasn't 50. Hey, but we raised. 50 basis points, I think that would be prudent. Just get that first one out of the way, rip that bandage. But again, we'll see what the Fed does. Thoughts on AMD deal closing? I love AMD. Been saying it. I get a lot of questions regarding chips like Intel. We talked about Intel yesterday. I think AMD is a winner. I think sub 100 on AMD is great. I bought some AMD last week. So again, I would love to add some more down the line if we get a little bit of maybe a fall to maybe 100 if we get that. But if not, above 120 isn't terrible either. But AMD is a winner. You own that thing. When will the next CPI data? That should be next month in February. What do you think of VTI here? VTI. The Vanguard, I'm assuming it's Vanguard, but I don't know if it's just Vanguard, the company, or it's a fund. So I'm not sure exactly what VTI is. I'm going to go ahead and look it up. I do have my computer here. DTI is a total market index fund. Yeah, that's like the market SPY or whatever. Yes, totally. You should be buying that every month, every 2 weeks. You just own an ETF, an index fund, and you'll be fine. Let's see, calls for AMD. Let's get it. AMD. AMD. I was on the wrong thing. Let's look at calls here. If we get to around 115, I would say 116 would be great. Again, a nice little pop here, but we're nice. We're right below that 50-day moving average. So I don't want you guys to just get in blindly. Wait for an actual breakout. I would say around 116 should be prudent, and I would target 118. Keep it tight there. Let's see. Thoughts on February after this bloody January? Up. Like I said yesterday, I know I'm putting my balls out there. The worst is over. 42.60 was the bottom. I'm going to say it. I said it yesterday. So again, that's really ballsy. A lot of people are afraid of being wrong. Be damned if I'm wrong. I don't care. I care about getting it right, not being right. I have no pride or give a shit about getting right. Ooh, look at me. I don't give a shit. Are we going to be right? 42.60 is my bottom call right now. I'm keeping that level. I think that's the most we'll get to the downside. I think February is going to be a decent month, better than January, and then March will lift off a little higher. So again, we're ripping off the bandage off the rate hikes. The market didn't absolutely melt down, but this is where we are. I think all of the meltdown and all the fears have been priced in. We've seen so much negativity out there. Again, there's a lot of good companies out there with great balance sheets that are worth your money. Microsoft being one, Tesla being another, United Health being another, Procter & Gamble being another. There are great companies out there, not just SPACs, not just trash. There's good stuff out there that deserves your money. Now, again, if you have some high growth names like Palantir, Teladoc, whatever, and you want to own it and hold it the way I do, you're not worried about these short-term moves. Again, you're a long-term investor. If you own ARKK, same deal. But again, if you're looking for short-term, hey, I want to buy something, take advantage of this weakness, I think Microsoft is worth your money. I think United Health is worth your money. I think Tesla's worth your money. I think Procter & Gamble all had great quarters. American Express had a great number too. Those companies that you know had great earnings, again, that make profits, that make solid earnings, those are the ones you want to own in this environment. You want to go to quality names. That's what you want. What do you think about Airbnb and Disney at these prices? Again, my focus is more on quality. Again, I love Disney. Let's see what I can get with Disney. Disney, I think around 116 is my alert, or maybe 125 wouldn't be bad. But again, I'd wait for, actually, Disney isn't bad, but I'd rather wait for their earnings as well. Airbnb right around 129.24. That's major support from May. That's where I'll be adding some more. Do you think Apple earnings will be solid after seeing Microsoft and Tesla? I do. I think Apple will have solid earnings, very good guidance, and maybe some more stock buybacks at these lower levels. So again, it may be an opportunity for Apple to start turning on the buyback switch so they can acquire more shares to their balance sheet. Again, those are assets. So again, why not? Do you think we'll have a second half pullback similar to January? No, I think, this is my opinion, again, just an opinion. I think this is the lowest we were going to get. And that's actually a good thing. We knocked out that correction already. Remember that, correction, 10% correction. We knocked it out. Granted, we're a little bit of points above that. But again, that's pretty much the flush that we were looking for. I thought we would get it later on during the year, but to get it in January, I think that's a good thing, in my opinion. Just to get it out, it gives us a whole 11 months to recover that, which we will. And again, a lot of pessimism out there means opportunity for those who are in the know and understand things. I think it's oversold by insiders, and totally oversold. I agree. And you're talking about Palantir. I love Palantir long term. Anything below sub 10, I'm a buyer with both hands. I think it's an amazing company. I want to own it long term. 10 years from now, we'll revisit Palantir and see where we're at, because I think it's going to be a great one. Do you think Baba will go under 100? God, that'd be great. I don't know if that will happen. 113.37. 108.70 is big time support. If that breaks that, maybe, but we need some really bad news from China in terms of regulation in order for that to happen. I think we kind of hold on to that level. Ford, again, out of all the automakers, Ford isn't bad. Ford is actually a great company. I don't consider Tesla in sense of an automaker. I consider them a tech company that just happens to make cars. I think Toyota is great. GM, I'd rather have Ford over GM, but I like Toyota a lot, so I think Toyota is a better bet. But again, if you want an automobile technology company that just makes automobiles, higher growth, then I would just go with Tesla. Good morning, Carlos. Can I have your thoughts on Rivian, please? Again, that Rivian, you got to be careful. Again, they're just starting out, so again, it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride if you own it. I'd rather go to quality companies that are more established than Rivian, but again, if you're buying this company, obviously you have a long-term view on it. You're right near support at 55 bucks. If you want to take a stab at it, go for it. I do not own it. So that's what I think. VW, yeah, VW is not bad. VW, I don't have VW here. I think it's, there we go, V-Waggy, which is Volkswagen. Again, if you want to own that, again, you own a Volkswagen or something like that, that's fine. Maybe you own a Lambo because they own it. By all means, if you want to own it, I think Tesla still, forget Tesla. We'll talk about the major auto companies. I think Toyota's is the best one. I think Toyota they're the number one automaker in North America. So I think Toyota will be number one, Ford number two. I'll say GM number three, I guess. Gun to my head. Rivian and all those other names, I put them on the side for a little bit. Thoughts on SPY calls long? We said that earlier. So SPY, I think, what was the level that we had on SPY for a break? Let's see. I thought I had it here. Yeah, a break of 440.26. I would target the 442 calls for next week. I would not do it for this week. It's Thursday. Hey man, you buying NFTs with crypto crash? I have two NFTs. I don't know how it works. My CFO bought them for me. It's a monkey with a Cowboys shirt on. I don't know what the ape means or whatever. And I have some sneakers, the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 sneakers. Those are the only two NFTs I have. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know how to trade them. Again, he bought them for me. I thank him very much. But other than that, guys, I'd have to research a lot more on NFT. I'd have to get a real expert on NFTs to get on here and talk about it because I have no idea. I don't want to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I have two gifted NFTs. That's it. That's all I got. All my time right now is really on stocks, to be honest with you. Obviously, crypto, I'll keep an eye. But stocks is really my main focus pretty much every day. Let's see. Cheers as always, boss. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's get some bags. Been eyeing the 500 calls for 414 on SPY. Did you see some unusual activity? If you did, then maybe worth a shot. Why not? Again, just manage your risk. I expect RTY, which is IWM Russell, to hit 2,000. Interesting enough, yesterday I said there was a gap to fill. This was an actual glitch from futures from TOS. So this gap here is not a real gap in terms of like SPY or other stocks. This was actually a glitch on futures. I thought it was a gap, which was weird. But again, it's going to fill anyways if you want to talk about filling. Same crap. He should do a video on NFT purchases. I will definitely ask and see what we could do to help you guys out. Maybe do it on Instagram, but I have no idea. I don't want to pretend like I know. So I will have to research it, get someone to help us out, and go from there. Well, have a great rest of your morning, guys. We'll catch you guys for the aftermarket recap. GDP numbers were great. Futures are up. Let's make it a great day, and we'll catch you guys for the aftermarket recap at 5 p.m. Cheers.